Hey there, welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, joined here by Sona Movsesian and Matt Gourley. And man, things are getting heated in here because Matt Gourley just made a suggestion. And you said, because we were trying to think of what do we talk about here up front.
Well, let's go back a little further and preface it with that you always want to have something nailed down that we're going to talk about. And Sona and I are a little bit more
loosey-goosey.
Frankly, chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Real
I guess
chill.
the difference would be you two are always saying, let's just talk about anything, because in the podcast world, you can literally just talk about anything. And hey, man, that's what happened, man. We laid out what was happening in the moment, which was nothing. And isn't that great? And everyone gets a podcasty award.
Podcasty.
I come from a different world of thinking about things and planning them and writing them beforehand on such shows as The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live.
Boring.
7 different...
Never heard of them.
Yeah, anywho, my point is I was taking a second to try and think of something, and you said...
After a long pause.
After a long pause.
Yeah.
No one's chiming in, and you said, well, it's windy out here in L.A.
Pretty stupid.
And yeah, but no one attacked you for it.
Yeah.
We just sort of was like, nah, not that. That's not it. And then Blay got upset. And Blay, you said,
well, listen, I think that
you
I
always
want
like
this podcast to be the best it could be. What I said was, he said it's windy out, and you said no. And then you didn't say anything else.
I didn't put him down. I didn't go after him.
That's right. You
and
just
then
let it pass.
You
let it
leaned
pass.
in because you'll sometimes make suggestions.
That's right.
And it's a little bit like whack-a-mole. This gray-haired, gray-bearded Blay sticks up.
Whack-a-mole?
Whack-a-mole where all the moles are Blay. And I...
Whack-a-play.
Whack-a-Blay. And I bash you
Come
down.
on.
And sometimes I go after you for a while. Because it's fun.
Sometimes.
But you said, if I had said that,
That's right.
you'd have gone after me.
That's right.
And I had said that right before I said it, I literally had the thought of, I think this is a suggestion Blay would make.
No.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
What other way could you possibly
Well, I still
mean it?
said it, didn't I?
Yeah,
Oh,
you said...
thanks.
No,
that's a real vote of confidence.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
I still said it, didn't I?
But I pointed out that the difference is in presentation.
Right.
I pointed out that what Gourley
right.
did is Gourley quietly went, well, we could talk about how it's windy out. And it's a little dry.
I undersold it.
He undersold it. He's back from the mic. And I'm like, yeah, right. We're not going to do that. And I pointed out to you, Blay, that when you make a suggestion, although you have a naturally loud speaking voice, you will never be lost in the desert, ever.
That's true. You're
and
right. I will say...
And hold it. I'm not done. Okay. I'm not done. You don't get the speaking stick ever again. So,
all right.
So what you do is you have a loud voice anyway. You lean into these. Are these Heifelwasser microphones? What are they?
Heifelwasser?
Are they Steibenschasses?
Dynamic.
Dynamic? So let's get the Heifelwassers. They're better. These are very, very sensitive microphones.
Cardio.
These are very sensitive microphones. And what you do, Blay, is you take your whole body. You're a large man, a large, powerful man, and you lean in and you almost deep throat the microphone. And you would have said, "Hey, we can talk about how it's windy out." And people listening in their cars would be crashing on the 405, the 10, all across this great nation. Cars would be going off. You know what I mean?
But this is what makes Blay magical is you are able to do this open-hearted. I had to come at it as like, I know I'm going to get hit for this. That's what I meant. Like I think I'm going to get hit.
He's
so I had to.
confident
I
about
know.
it.
And I have to say, I think Blay, you're the MVP of this entire place, and you make this place go around.
Yeah. And can I say something else, Blay, in your favor?
Yes.
No, I think it's a great.
Pointing at me you don't need to point at me when you're addressing. Yeah, stop pointing at me.
Yeah.
It's very aggressive.
This is a compliment. But you have an unearned confidence.
No.
That's not a compliment.
That's not a compliment.
No.
I
That's
don't
not
think
true.
you know what a compliment means.
Wait a minute. Isn't a compliment where you really get someone?
No. A compliment is a nice thing you say about
And
someone.
you don't qualify it. You just compliment.
Well, anyway, every time you light the fuse and the TNT blows up in your face, it's like it's happening for the first time. and you're just like, this should go well. Blay, you're the coyote who's never learned.
Right.
You've opened up 700,000 Acme boxes.
Charlie Brown in the football.
Yeah, Charlie Brown in the football, and you just keep going for it.
I don't know if you've ever said this on mic, but you did say once, you're like, I love it when, and you said this completely honestly, I love it when you come running through the door with a wet fart. And and I can't.
I don't know what that means even now.
I don't know why.
Like, hey, everybody, and then just look at me, and then just.
Yeah, it's like I never said that.
You did say no. You didn't make a noise. What I'm trying to say is
said that. That's coming out.
You did say the wet.
It's out.
You did say the wet fart.
No, it's out.
Take it out. You're
Oh,
gonna edit it out.
Don't worry, boss. I'll definitely take it out.
Just drive and drop it.
me
Control
too.
Alt 7.
All I want to say here is, if it's first of all, I disagree. It's about presentation. I do think there is.
Do you think your presentation could be better?
Yes.
Let's try it.
But wait, can I just
try
say
it? Pitch Wendy the way you think.
Well, now I'm self-conscious.
It's okay.
About
You got it. You
Hey
got
guys,
this.
what should we talk about?
Can I say
Do it.
You guys just sit over here. The lights are. I feel like I have to lean in to be like to be hurt.
You don't.
True.
To be hurt or hurt?
You don't.
Because you do get hurt. You
It's
don't. It's a microphone.
Psychologically being back here, don't you think, Eduardo?
I've been back there. It's true.
Eduardo, back me up. Don't you think we have to lean in to be part of the conversation? Is that not true?
Eduardo never yells.
Yeah, I
Listen to that voice. Listen to that voice.
Smooth.
And can I say
I'm
something?
going to
Radio
back up my boy
DJ.
here. I'm
No,
going to say this.
But when you speak, Eduardo, I am like, oh my God, I want to hear what Eduardo has to say. Because he always says, you've got a beautiful voice. You're very calm. You're centered. You're not. Your whole tone of voice is not begging for acceptance.
I'm going to back up my boy here, and I'm going to say I think he's brave. I think he knows.
I think that's true.
I agree. No one knows what a compliment means.
No, he is brave, like a lemming is brave. A lemming that just throws itself mindlessly off a cliff. Those brave lemmings.
To his point, being in the shadows over here, yes, you don't know. It's like a game of jump rope. You don't know when to jump in, when to jump out, and you don't want to trip and be the idiot that stumbles upon the rope. He knows that you're probably going to shit on him for his ideas, but he still will pitch them anyway. So
That's
I think
what
he's
I'm saying.
Self-aware.
Yeah.
But that's why I say he's brave. So that's
all I know is that the most powerful salvo in the world was lobbed at you, and it bounced off of you, which is Harrison Ford said, "Shut the fuck up, Blay." And
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Both of the most iconic stars of the 20th and 21st century
Truly.
told you to shut the fuck up.
Yes, that's right.
And it was like watching someone shoot a spitball at an aircraft carrier.
I think we should make you 2 medals of valor for those that you get to wear.
It didn't affect you at all. Anyone else would be in the hospital for the rest of their lives if both of those stars had told them to shut the fuck up.
That's right.
This is can we please put on the rap light for God's sakes? We put the rap light on
Wait, though, are we going to talk about the wind?
Shut the fuck up, Sona.
Shut the fuck up, son.